I'm ready, Frank.
I guess I'm ready too.
We're cheating on this one. I just want to get that out in the open.
Yeah.
I don't. This is not a live recording,
No,
or is it?
it's partially we're gonna.
This
not
is
gonna,
our first behind the scenes that we pre-recorded.
pre-record. Yeah, we just have a little bit more control because we have external factors in place.
Yeah, but I'm really excited about this one because we're gonna share. This is the very first time that we share a big release in a behind the scenes recording.
I'm very excited for this one.
And we have two special guests. If
Yeah.
everything works out. A few weeks ago, almost 4 weeks ago, we introduced a new feature called multiplayer recording in detail. And with multiplayer recording, you can easily record with two iPhones in the same room. So you can connect two devices, record with both cameras at the same time, and it actually enables you to record really high quality video from both iPhones, which makes it for a great setup if you want to record a video podcast or an interview. Pretty hard to do that remotely.
You need to be in the same room.
You need to be in the same room.
Yeah.
And that brings us to today's release. So today we're launching remote recording in detail, which allows you or enables you to share a link with anyone and record together in detail on your iPhone
Like you were sitting next to each other.
or on web.
Amazing.
So you don't need to have an iPhone. If you record with the iPhone, we automatically sync high quality video.
Yeah.
If you join on web, you can still record great quality video, but it's not going to do the syncing. And after recording, you can directly go into editing and share your video online.
So it's basically the same feature, only you can be the other side of the world.
Literally on the other side of the world. It's a good bridge. So Frank, who's our first guest?
So this is literally on the other side of the world. This is Lexi doing our marketing. And she's going to join us with a link we sent from the Detail app.
So we're going to invite her with Detail. She's going to join us on Detail, and we're screen recording like
Yeah.
what we're doing here as well,
Yeah.
so that everyone can see how this works.
So I have the camera screen recording your iPhone,
Yeah.
and I have a screen recording actually doing the iPhone, so we can have
Great.
either or.
So I'm just going to send the invite. I'm going to share the invite link, send it on Slack, and I'll drop this in a message to Lexi. Send, and now it's just waiting for her to join. Let's see if this works. Hey Lexi,
Hello.
thanks for joining us.
Hello.
I'm excited to
Thanks for
record
having
this
me.
together. I'm first going to press record, and then it should start recording on your end as well. Does it? So there we
Yeah,
go.
recording.
And I'm mostly interested in hearing a little bit more from you about why you're so excited about this release.
Yeah, amazing. Well, hi, I'm in Cape Town. As you can see, it is summer here. And it is winter there. Sorry. Cool. Well, let's dive in. So I do all things marketing, which means I've got a pretty good handle on like what's happening, or I should always have a good handle on what's happening in the content world. And why I'm so excited about this feature is because I imagine like these three things colliding in the world of content at the moment. The first is this need for like really fresh, like something new. We haven't seen something new in our feeds in a while. I'm pretty bored from scrolling. I don't know if you are.
It's a lot
The
of the
second
same, right?
is so much, just like, and like, you know, when you hear a trending audio and then it's like you can't get that audio out of your head because every time you flip to the next reel, it's like the same audio over again.
Yep.
With like the same looking video. That's weird because we probably have quite different feeds, but I imagine like the same thing happens.
There's a lot of trends in there, but different trends probably.
Yeah, probably. And then there's this other thing happening, which is we're starting to see the rise of collaborative content, which is where you'll see brands collaborating with creators and creators collaborating with creators and business collaborating with businesses. And this magical thing is happening when like a lot of people are coming together or two people are coming together and having opinions with each other. And that's recorded or just shared or collaborated on separately. And then on the other side of the best spectrum is podcasting. And the world of podcasting is evolving, not just from audio to video, but also in terms of its actual format. So, you know, we're used to seeing like 45 minutes video episodes beautifully shot in a studio, which you guys are so good at. But now we're starting to see like the vertical short form podcasting content, which is kind of like what we're doing now, just having a very short conversation, um, 15 to 30 seconds long, of like really beautiful snippets of wisdom, lessons, quotes, interesting opinions. And that is, if I imagine those three things as big circles and they're all coming together, the middle bit is a term that we have now created called conversation content. And that is like this really cool and interesting, fresh way to capture conversations between two people on any topic. It's a really easy way to create content, but it is also just like this beautiful way to see and listen and learn in your feeds. I
And there's
mean,
also something interesting happening, right? If you record together and you just sit down and you have a conversation, it becomes much easier to create great content.
so much easier.
Yeah.
Which great segue, by the way, which is why this feature is so amazing, because it removes the friction to that. So, you know, we see podcasting and we see like content in general, especially video content. There's quite a barrier to entry. You know, apart from like knowing how to make video, which is huge, and knowing how to edit video, which is a whole nother skill. Podcasting is a world of like special gear and microphones and studios and lighting and everything. This, you just need your iPhone. What we're doing right now is me on my iPhone and you on your iPhone, and that's all.
Yep.
And we're recording, and then we can edit this so fast and use cool layouts and make it beautiful and add captions and you know, there's all the other things that Detail does, which is really amazing that you add these two things together. But the fact that you and I can do this from across the world on our iPhones, which already have great cameras, for me removes the friction to creating conversation content, which means anyone can make it, which means we're going to hopefully start seeing really cool content in our feeds. I'm hoping. Anyway.
Excited. Thanks for sharing, Lexi. And this time I did record it, so it's all captured. And I'm going to show how the editing and how the layout and other things work just after recording. But it was great that you could join us in this behind the scenes. Thanks for joining us, Lexi.
Thanks so much, Lexi. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much, guys. Bye.
Cool. They were pretty easy.
So now I have a full recording
Let me get
of this
back to the...
episode, and it actually starts recording. It starts syncing. So each time that we do this, I'm so surprised by the quality of the actual connection. So there's a preview label at the top, and this preview label indicates that it's currently recorded the incoming video stream.
Yeah.
So we have audio and video while recording.
And there's an indicator how it's syncing, right? Let me see. There's
Yeah. So at the top you see the indicator. So it's now syncing high quality video through our server.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get the high quality video from Lexi, and we're sending our video to her as well.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, while it's syncing, so it's going to take a while because it was about 5 minutes of recording. It's going to take, I think, roughly 3-4 minutes, depending a bit on the network connection. But I already have the full timeline here, and I can instantly start editing.
And so to get this straight, you're sending also your video to Lexi, and Lexi sending her video to you.
Yeah, so you basically exchange the high quality video files.
Yeah.
So we did do a local recording of the incoming video, but if there's like interruptions or if the connection is not that good, then there might be like glitches in that video. So what we would do is we do a local recording, and then we automatically exchange those files after recording.
So and the low quality files are proxies that are being recorded instantly.
Yeah, but you can use those as well. So
Yeah.
Lexi this time joined on an iPhone, and that means that she will do a local recording as well. If she would have joined on web, then we can still record the web incoming video, but we're not going to do the high quality syncing.
Clear.
And while we were talking, I generated the captions. So now there are captions on this video as well. I can select from different caption styles, for example, like a different color, or edit the full transcript of the video. I can export this transcript. So I already have, well, within, 2 minutes after recording, this video is basically ready to go. One of the fun things, because we have everything that you see in detail is being recorded locally, you can also, or be rendered on the fly. I can start editing this video and swap between different layouts. So for example, do a split view with the two of us, or crop it in different ways. I can mask myself on top of the video, and I can start cutting the timeline. So make it split, make another split just as an example, and then switch the layout for this particular one. So let's say I want to change it to picture in picture, change the layout, and now I can move the caption, apply to all clips, and edit my video directly. So we have another guest
Yes,
to talk a little bit more about how we made this.
because this is Laurier, the CTO. So he should be able to tell us a thing or two about the technical stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited to get him.
Do you want to grab another link and send it to him?
Yeah, so I'm gonna send the invite.
Okay.
Just share it on Slack. And Laurier, our CTO, is based in Canada, so joining us in a bit. Do you have any questions that you want to ask Laurier?
I have so many questions. Let's see if it works. And he should be able to hear us, right? When connected. Let's see if he comes through.
There we go.
There he is.
Hey,
Hey, Paul.
how are you?
Hey, hello.
Thanks for joining
Doing
us.
good. Thank you for having me.
From beautiful, cold Montreal.
I know it's snowing here.
So this is a big day for you as well, having worked on this feature for a while. What makes you excited about it?
So hopefully we'll see folks start creating all sorts of different content because it's easier. Right? You can pull up your device, you just need an internet connection, and you're instantly in the same room virtually with someone else. So I'm hoping that the ease of just getting started will let a lot of folks who maybe wouldn't have recorded before or had too many technical hurdles or weren't really into editing their video now can just start doing this. And hopefully that'll open up different kinds of content, different types of things that people want to show and just publish easily.
And you joined this time on iPhone, right?
Yes, this is the iPhone I'm joining on, but I'm really excited to also have web be a possibility. So not everyone has an iPhone, not everyone has the right device, has everything they need right away. So you can invite someone using a web browser, and that'll just work seamlessly too.
And do you have the same features on web when you join on web?
Not quite. The main thing that we don't have on web is you won't sync the high quality video. So you can still see the other person, and you have more of a host guest experience. So the person who's on web is more in a sort of read-only situation. So you can't edit, you can't have captions and all the nice things you have on iOS, but you can still just click a
But I'll
link
get those,
and
right?
be part of the conversation.
If you join
Yes.
on web, I can still record the entire session, right?
Absolutely. It's more that one person will have the whole footage, the whole tools. The other person can't do the same things, but can have it afterwards. Yes, absolutely.
Every time that we do this, I'm just surprised by the quality of the video feed. It's just it's just
really
so
good.
crisp.
Laurier, can I ask you,
think
you can hear me, right?
I can hear you great, Frank.
Cool. I got a question for you. What is the biggest challenge that
Yes.
you faced with your team while building this feature?
So it's the first time that we build something where the people are in completely different physical locations, right? All our other features assume that you're either sitting next to each other or on your own. So there's a whole new set of considerations that we have to worry about, or let's call them challenges. For example, internet connection is one. We try to adapt based on that, depending on your device, right? If you have an Android phone or an iPhone or a web browser, you have to deal with that. And there's also all sorts of issues with privacy that we have to think about. So I'd say that there's a complex set of new challenges we had to think about. We're still thinking about them, that come with the fact that you're not in the same room anymore. So we've, I think, expanded those possibilities, but the set of things we have to consider is also a lot wider now.
Can you talk a bit more about how a feature like this came to life? So when did we start working on it, and sort of how does that go? How do we go from like crazy first idea to getting this out in the hands of our users?
I think that to answer your question, how does it come about? Well, you build the local multiplayer first, right? You record next to each other, and then you think, well, what if we were not sitting next to each other? And that becomes a very clear sort of next step. But I think in terms of putting it together, you have to just go by it step by step, right? So you just build a connection first between two people. You try to figure out, what if I wanted to send a video stream? What if I wanted to send an audio stream? And then you can have the scaffolding and everything around it comes together. You start having a recording button. You start having, proxy files and exchange of high quality, replacing your low quality. So I think putting together the audio and video feed, which in our case is based off of WebRTC, is the main building block. And then you sort of construct everything around it. It's not that easy because we have all sorts of other tools. We have editing in place, we have captions, we have volume control, we have lens swapping, we have a lot of integration that needs to happen with everything that detail already is. But I think that slowly and incrementally is how you build something like this.
What was the biggest challenge or piece that you were sort of at? What was there a point where you thought, oh fuck this?
I think it's very easy to underestimate audio. I'd say that the ratio of difficulty to how much you see and how much work there is under the hood, probably audio is number one. It's complicated because people have all sorts of different devices. Some use AirPods, some use nothing at all, just built in. Some people have very complex inputs and outputs. So the level of difficulty there is really hard, and the APIs to work with are not obvious.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of tools for things like video. There's a lot of tools for things like captions.
With video, you can see it, right?
Systems. Yeah. And ChatGPT has come in, and Whisper has come in, and all these fancy things for captions. Audio is something that's a little harder to work with, considering the different use cases, and also how important audio is. Like, you have audio out of sync, it'll really ruin your podcast, your recording, whatever you're trying to do. So I'd probably point at that one.
What are you proud of?
I'd say I'm proud of how we managed to make this very easy. I think there's a lot of technical achievements. For example, like our video stream, I think looks great. This is the same quality as if we were in a Hangout and a FaceTime and anything else, but we're in a video editor. I think making it so that we can just open this up, send a link, and start recording, I think that I'm really proud of. We made similar features on macOS. They're a bit harder to use. They work very well, but there's a little bit more of a learning curve. For this, it had to be super simple. Just kind of open it, press the button, and start. And I think we've managed pretty well.
It's funny how natural it feels as well. It's almost as if you have just a call and you press record, you record the conversation, you stop recording, and you go about like the editing experience. Just super interesting.
Yep. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for joining us.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Laurier. Super.
Bye-bye.
See you.
Nice. All right. So the moment you hang up, it instantly starts to sync.
Well, it's already syncing, so you now see the progress indicator in the top right corner.
Yeah.
And I can go back in the timeline. So what we did record, as we discussed, is the incoming video feed. So if someone joins on web, we have like the incoming video that we instantly record. Depends a little bit on the quality of your connection, how good that is. But typically, you just look at this, it's just insane.
I'm looking at it's insane. Yeah.
So it's just super high quality.
Yeah.
But still, the quality of the video that Laurier records locally is even better. So there's high quality audio and video being recorded on his device. That's getting uploaded to our server. So it's going to be exchanged securely. And once it's uploaded, I actually get you see the status here. So it's currently syncing. So my file got uploaded and Laurier's file is currently being uploaded. So that's why it says get uploaded in progress. And then once that's available, the file gets downloaded again. So my local video recording, the incoming video feed will get replaced automatically with the high quality recording that he made.
But the cool thing is you can already start editing with the local, like the proxy file, and then it will be replaced with the high quality version.
Yeah, so I can start making just some example cuts, right? So just going in this.
And maybe interesting to note, I noticed there's like two colors of waveforms.
Yeah, so it's a funny anecdote about that feature. So we initially had like white waveforms for all audio tracks, and then we added like the extra devices. So if you record locally with two iPhones, you have two microphones as well. So you can connect any USB microphone to each of the devices, or just use the built-in microphone.
Mm-hmm.
But suddenly there's two waveforms because there's two microphones that we capture. And you can see that here in the volume menu. You have microphone 1, microphone 2. So one of them is Laurier's microphone, the other one is mine. And we visualize that conversation now with the green waveforms as well. So you can quickly see who's talking which part of the video. And that makes it a little bit easier to edit as well. So these clips, I can make like a quick edit. So for example, cutting the clip now, going into like this part. And then I say, okay, let's go to a full screen layout here. Oh, wow, this is charming. There we go. And I would go here, I would say full screen of the other side, and I swap to Laurier. So
it's quite important to state we record everything ISO. That means that we have all the cameras, the local ones, the external ones being replaced to proxies locally by the high quality of the
So even if you would decide not to sync, you have great video already. And that's also one of the reasons initially we were a little bit in doubt, should we also launch on web? But I'm really glad that we did, because as you can see, like the video quality of that incoming stream is really good as well. And now anyone can join, right? You can just share the link, you tap the link, and you can join on desktop, you can join on web. I'm also interested for some other things that we could do with that, because if you would join with your MacBook and you would screen share, you might actually share directly to the iPhone as well. So if you'd be using Detail to record a presentation or a live event, you could join with your MacBook on one side and the iPhone on the other side, and you could do a live capture of that entire event.
I don't dare to say. Cross-platform?
We got a lot of questions about Android. I wish we could do Android.
But via web, right?
You can do it on. You can join. You can join, but then you don't have the local recording. You don't have the editing functionality. And I think there's a lot of folks also for our single-player app, like just recording a quick video, a scripted video.
But let's say I record a podcast with an external guest who only has Android and is far remote. Then technically,
you can easily join. Because so you can easily join. You can even join on iPhone without
having Detail installed.
And as you can see, like the quality of this is just spectacular. So this was a very different behind the scenes, right?
I do have a very important question.
Oh,
when is this going to be released?
Today.
Okay.
So by the time that you watch this video, it is available on the App Store. And we might have messed this up a little bit in between our recordings, but it is available today. So by the time that we publish this video, and we recorded this in advance, probably like...
No, 1 day in advance. So.
Today, tomorrow, yesterday. But by the time we publish this video, which is the same week that we record this, by the time that we publish it, it's available in the App Store and you can try it. So cool. I think this is a great thing to try over the holidays. Try it out with different devices. You can do it either local, peer-to-peer connection, or invite anyone to record a quick Christmas wish.
What makes me so exciting that it should really lower the friction of like video production, remote even.
Yeah, what I'm personally really excited about is if you think about video podcast became, like Lexi explained, sort of there was a lot of conversational content out there, and I think conversational content became a thing on like all these social channels because we started making video podcasts. Those video podcasts we made podcasts. We added video to podcasts because podcasts needed to be promoted on different platforms. And suddenly that entire world is super like fuzzy, but also very exciting because I feel like that type of content does very well, and the video podcast almost becomes a way to sit down and have a conversation, capture the conversation, and turn that into interesting, inspiring content. So a podcast is not just a podcast of 45 minutes, that the entire episode that you listen to, but it's also becoming something, just a way to record great content.
I think we should do this more often. Maybe talk to a creator or who might potentially want to use this, because I think
this is where I commit to my sort of New Year's resolutions. No, I'm really excited to there's a lot of folks that we spoke throughout like while we're building Detail, and a lot of inspiring creators around us that we've been working with that I would love to interview as well. I think it would be a fun way to also show the product.
Yeah.
So I think in the new year, we're going to practice what we preach. We're going to start like a mini... I'm not sure if I want to call them podcasts because I think
I saw somebody already commented that we did a great podcast, but I'm not
sure.
People sure this qualifies.
Yeah. I think podcasting becomes like a catch-all category for these types of things. But we do want to create conversations with inspiring people, be all kinds of different types of creators, and of course we're going to capture that with Detail. So that's my New Year's resolution. Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
Well, I would say we should definitely do this more often. So I count me in. Yeah, cool. Challenge accepted.
And then the next behind the scenes in the new year, where we probably have a lot more exciting things to show. But until then, subscribe to the channel, of course.
Yeah.
Subscribe to YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram. Threads. We're on Threads now.
Potentially your favorite podcast app.
Yeah. But thanks for watching.
Thank you so much for watching, and catch you on the next one.